Hi there. You're very welcome to the Ballina Arts Centre for what is the first episode of our new show, Music Makers. Music Makers is all about the artist, the creator and the writer, and we're really looking forward to displaying some of the best talent in the country. We'll have interviews, we'll have live performances, and we'll give you an insight into what goes on behind the process of writing a song. I hope that you'll sit back and relax, open your hearts and open your minds, and enjoy Music Makers. Our very first guest in our very first episode is Rebecca McRedmond from Westport. I'm glad to say Rebecca is a friend of mine and somebody that I've admired from afar from a very long time. Rebecca's writing is deep and meaningful, and it's all based on her personal experiences. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did.
Till I feel my feet touch the hollow ground, and I can't jump up, but I won't go down. So I breathe it in and breathe it out again. Close my eyes each night and I let them dream. Use my ears to listen to sounds I see, and I feel the wind over and over again. I'm so tired of being wrapped up in chains, and the walls I built are falling again. I wanna go somewhere, not anywhere. I wanna fall in love with everything and anything, and I wanna know, will we face the fall after it all? Oh, go back in time and claim it all. Will we relive our life just like before? Will we fall free? So we made it out and we got it back, and the life we built, we're back on track. I don't ever wanna see goddamn mask again. Oh, it could rain on me and I wouldn't care. Swim the deep blue sea and I won't be scared. I wanna go somewhere, not anywhere. I wanna fall in love with everything and anything. I wanna know, will we face the fall after it all? Oh, go back in time and claim it all. Will we relive our life just like before? Will we fall free?
So I'm delighted, Rebecca, that you've joined us as our first guest, and all I can say is what a show you put on for us tonight. How does it feel to be back on stage?
Oh my God, amazing. And thank you so much for having me. I can't even tell you, it's like I'm bursting with the energy from the gig, you know, and everything. It's just amazing. I'm so humbled to be here in Mayo as well and representing, you know, artists and everything. It's a dream. So thank you so
No
much.
bother at all. Well, that's great. Look, we'll get straight into the detail, I suppose, of what we're here to talk about, which is making music, the music makers. I've obviously been very familiar with your music. I was going to say for a long time, but we've only really known each other for a year, and that's all down to the lockdown, isn't it?
Yeah, we're lockdown friends, absolutely. It's been the positive to lockdown was that we could connect, like with a lot of people on social media, and there's been a lot of friendships made. So this is one I'm so grateful for. Absolutely, it's been great.
Is. So I want to just talk to you for a moment, about your transition from really music management to music making, which is a big step. So where did it start for you?
Yeah, well, it was kind of all by fluke, which I'm so happy for because I love what I do now. I suppose a couple of years ago I started kind of helping out at gigs and kind of got into the role of kind of hospitality, of welcoming acts to the gigs and making sure they were okay. And I got to know a lot of people and I got to hear a lot of sound checks and I just loved it. And from the get-go I was like, I want to do this, and I didn't really sing or play an instrument at the time, but I went away after each gig and I practiced and I just was like, I need to do this. And it just all came so organically and evolved, and here we are, I guess.
Yeah, and like that, I do often think about that. I was a late starter as well, as you know, Rebecca. And that first 6 months that you have to put in to kind of master the basics of your instrument takes a lot of commitment, right?
It does, yeah.
And you're a mother.
Yeah.
How did you manage that?
It's kind of like night feeds all over again,
Yeah.
They'd go to bed and I was like, okay, I'm going to be up all night now doing this, the music and stuff. And that's when I initially used to write, was at night time when the kids were in bed, when it was quiet. And then they'd go to school. And I think once you start writing, it starts to come to you because you're familiar with it and you kind of train yourself to, with lyrics and things like that, you get an idea in your head, and once you've written one or two songs, you kind of get the hang of it. Yeah. So then I would be out in the car and I'd have to pull over and do a voice note into my phone or something. It was bonkers like that, and then I got into the studio and recorded my first song, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to do this forever. I don't know how I didn't do it before, and please God, don't anyone take it away from me.
Yeah.
Put up a wall, try to block it out. I stumble and fall, clouded with doubt. I wrestle my mind, fight with my heart. The colors fade from day to day. Everywhere I look, I see your face. I cry by the roses above your doorway. Why do we love so deeply if we can't keep it? We let ourselves rise just to fall. It's a hard world to live in when our loved ones are not for keeping. They make hearts like paper cups and straws. Night comes, I lie awake, I sing songs about my heart, it breaks. The moon always listens and the stars always glow. Still think of you each and every day. Every song I write's a turning page in the story of my heart. Why do we love so deeply if we can't keep it? Let ourselves rise just to fall. It's a hard world to live in when our loved ones are not for keeping. They make hearts like this for love, we get second chances. Tears can fall like rain. The ones we love are the ones who guide us all along the way. Why do we love so deeply if we can't keep it? Let ourselves rise just to fall. It's a hard world to live in when our loved ones are not for keeping. They make hearts like paper cups and straw. Paper cups and straws. Paper cups and straws.
Second song that you did for us tonight, Rebecca, Paper Cups and Straws. It's one of my favourites, I have to say.
Thank you.
And you will have seen comments from me online talking about world-class writing, which I think this is. I think it's just an incredible document of your experience, whatever the experience was that led you to find that song within you. Do you want to tell us a little bit, maybe the story behind it?
Of course, and thank you so much. That's so lovely to hear. I always get such a, my heart hops when someone says they like my music, so thank you so much. So Paper Cups and Straws, it was written about a very good friend of mine that passed away. And she said to me before she died, she said, "You're going to have to write a song about me." And she was always so behind me with my music, and she was always going, "When are we going to the gigs?" And I said to her, I don't know if I can write a song about you that would just be, that is too hard in the moment back then. But I said, I'll write a song for you.
Yes.
So I wrote Paper Cups and Straws, and there's a lot of references in that song to her. Her name is Angela, and there's a lot of references to her and to our friendship and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
it's beautiful, and I've listened to that song through your live performances plenty of times, and I'm finding a different line or a different loop that kind of catches me every time. It's something different, and that's the sign of a really well-written, complex piece of music. So I'd say well done on that. And I could feel, and actually I could see, I think, a bit of emotion on you as you came to the end of that
even as
performance.
we're talking now, I'm getting chills, because
I understand.
it is. It's one of those. It's one of those songs. Yeah.
But it means something to you, and that's why that's happening. So absolutely beautiful. The third song that you did for us tonight, same question. What is it and what's it about?
It's called That's What They All Say, and originally when I wrote it, it was a really, really upbeat song, and it was kind of, I used to play it at the gigs, and it was brilliant in a live performance because everybody would sing it back. It's a song about boys and how mean they are. And no, it always worked really well at the gigs because, we get the women to sing a line and then the men to sing a line. So for the production of the song, we actually stripped it back. It's been released, the end of May, which is great, so it'll be available to everyone to listen to.
Do you have a date in mind?
I do. It's the end of May. I think it's the 28th of May. It's Friday.
It's Friday, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be out then, and we've turned it into like a real kind of an easy listening summer kind of a jam, which is great. But yeah, so that's what they all say. It kind of it's probably one of my best produced songs, and I'm really excited about this one.
Well,
so.
I'm lucky. I've had a sneak
Yes.
peek.
Yes.
You got my feedback.
Yeah.
I know both versions very well now.
Yeah. The other version was good too, but this one is just.
I'm going to say
I much prefer this.
the two of them stand alone, you know, as decent, not decent, as excellent music. Decent, do you hear me? It's all right. No, they're really good, really, really good, and I do think it'll be a success for you. But that now allows you the ability to have your produced masterpiece and also your version for a live intimate gig where you want to do something a little
it's
funkier,
great,
you know. So you're lucky. You've got two songs for the price of one there, really, haven't you?
That's the great thing.
I met the devil late last year. He looked just like you to me. A kind of smile that reeled you in. And I'm a fish caught out at sea. He took all my heartache and held it in his hand. I told him not to break it, but that devil was a man. And that's what they all say, then they leave you. They take every little piece of you and run away. That's what they all say, then they deceive you. They give you love and don't have enough, and then they take it all away. At first I kinda liked the chase, but he caught me so damn quick, and I fell into his arms like a voodoo magic trick. Then he said, "Oh, blaze my heart," and he watched it burn right down. Should have known it from the start when that devil laid me down. And that's what they all say, then they leave you. They take every little piece of you and run away. That's what they all say, then they deceive you. They give you love and don't have enough, and then they take it all away. Found me once again, try to put that bad blood in my soul. So I let him wander around, put that fish back in his bowl. Took everything that I had to give and still came back for more. He took my heart, he took my love, never get my soul.
our standard question, our staple question, our music maker question. If there was one song, Rebecca, out of all the millions of brilliant songs that are out there, that you wish you could have written, what would it be?
Tennessee Whiskey.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Why?
Because I sing that song with my brothers.
Yeah.
And it has created such an emotional bond. So that song means a lot.
I can see it in your face right
yeah.
now.
Oh
Lovely.
God.
Oh,
it means a lot. You know, it really does. That's not my favorite song.
No.
But if I could have written that song, so I hope one day to be standing on stage at one of my gigs and my brothers will be singing one of my songs with me.
Yeah,
because when we sing that song together, it's magic, you know.
That's great.
And a lot of my friends love that song too, so.
Okay, good stuff.
Yeah.
Rebecca, your debut album is imminent. You've created a GoFundMe account that seems to be progressing very well.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that people that are on here who enjoy your performance tonight will support that. So I'm asking people to do that. I'm just wondering if you've got the concept of the entire album prepared in your head, or are you just currently working song by song by song, or where are you at with the construction?
Yeah, I have it. It's ready to rock. You know, it's been ready to rock since before the pandemic. I just you know, I guess now I just want to do it more than ever, you know, and obviously we haven't been working as musicians in the last kind of year, the last, 14 months, and the funds that were there for the album have been used to sustain my life, with my children and to pay bills. So I reached out, and the promise of the album to everybody who donates, and merch will come, and a special mention on the album for anyone who would donate. And it means so much, everybody who's donated already. Like, I'm so overwhelmed, and it's making this dream a reality, and I'm so excited about it, I really, really am. So
well, that's great, and best of luck with it, Rebecca. I'm really looking forward to walking around the town of Ballina with a Rebecca McRedmond t-shirt. I collect t-shirts, so you better get me a t-shirt.
Make them good ones. I will.
Okay.
And hats.
That's it. Well, can't go wrong. Yeah, look, that's basically it. Everybody here at Ballina Arts Centre, the Music Makers crew, we really are so happy that you've made it here to be our first guest, as I mentioned at the start of this. And we do hope we'll see you back performing to 240 people in that room, making a few quid to pay for your next album. We'll see how it goes.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, Brendan.
Up next is an absolute legend of the Irish music industry. Andy Irvine needs no introduction, so I'm not even going to try. I just hope that you enjoy the conversation that I had with Andy, and you learn as much as I did from him. So, Andy Irvine, very welcome to Music Makers from the Ballina Arts Centre. It's a real pleasure and an honour for me to be sitting here this morning chatting with one of my heroes. So thanks very much, Andy, for joining us.
It's a great pleasure, Brendan. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you very much. I'll open up with a very obvious and easy question, I suppose, and that's just around the whole pandemic that's been going on. I'm just wondering, how have you been getting on with it? How have you coped? How are you feeling?
Well, not too bad. I mean, people say, "Oh, Andy, it must be really hard for you. You're so used to travel and all that." But I've quite enjoyed the discipline of self-entertainment and getting on with things. Yeah. And it's not too bad. I mean, I'm getting a little bit tired of it now, and I wouldn't mind getting out and about again. Breaking out, maybe, yeah. Yeah, but it's been all right. It's been all right.
Okay, well, that's good to know. I suppose, like the performances that you're doing for us today, that you've kindly sent along by video, there is a song in there referring to Big Jim Larkin, and you made a point that you were about 8 years late producing this, and thanks to the pandemic that happened. Have you been doing any other work around writing and creating, Andy?
Well, yes, I've got a whole bunch of new songs together. Not necessarily ones that I've written, but ones that I've put together and put into my own style. Yeah. And I've been working on my long promised Woody Guthrie album.
Oh, brilliant!
Which is, I've been working on it for about the last couple of years, and it's finally getting to some kind of shape of me anyway. I mean, there will be other people on it, but once I've got myself down, I'd be very relieved.
Well, this is a song I've been wanting to write for a long time, and I finally have done it thanks to the pandemic. And it's a song about James Larkin and 1913. I meant to write it in time for the centenary in 2013, but I was about 7 or 8 years too late, as usual. Another song with a good chorus, and I hope you'll sing it and at least learn it, so that when we meet in Ballina sometime in the future, you'll all know it and you'll be able to sing it. The slum jungles of Dublin town, for disease and death they were a breeding ground, and the odds were stacked against you and me to live through childhood in such poverty. One large family, one small room, no money, no work, and starvation loom. I was doing a bit of thieving and dodging the cops when I heard Big Jim down on the docks. He says, the only thing to fear is fear itself. We need better housing, we must get better health. And if culture's good for the wealthy few, then it's good for us, we'll have some of that too. Oh, out of the night came this warrior bold, pursuing a vision only he could behold. He says, get off your knees and join in the fight, and now I'm one of your horrible Larkinites. Big Jim, to hear him, he believed he was born to win a better world than we lived in, and there never was a man like Big Jim Larkin. William Martin Murphy, he was the man. He owned the Independent and he owned all the trams. He says, if you all want to hang on to your jobs, you better throw away that red hand badge, by God. 'Cause I won't employ anyone after today who's in his union, you hear what I say. And if he thinks he can dictate terms, he's got another thing coming and a lesson to learn. But have no fear, Big Jim said, we're changing society full speed ahead. For it's our hard work they're dependent upon. If we fold our arms, no work gets done. And never forget that you have no friends in the magistrates and the policemen. When the DMP, they come out to play, well, we saw what happened on Bloody Sunday. Big Jim, to hear him, he believed he was born to win a better world than we lived in, and there never was a man like Big Jim Larkin. It was Horse Show Week, the event of the year. All of Dublin society had to be there. But at 10:15 the boys got the nod, and they ditched their trams and they walked off the job. But Murphy says without a shadow of a doubt, we'll smash your union, we'll lock you all out. For we are your masters, and if we see fit, we can starve you to death and then you'll soon submit. Oh, 25,000 of us laid off, We stood by Larkin, though times were tough. And our union friends in Britain over there, they sent food and money on the good ship Hare. Oh, Big Jim, to hear him, he believed he was born to win a better world than we lived in, and there never was a man like Big Jim Larkin. Well, the summer passed and the autumn went. The weather turned cold, all our money spent. Larkin crossed the sea and his language was rough. He says, thanks for your help, but it's just not enough. What we need from you's an economic blockade. If you just down tools, history'd be made. But to settle with the masters was their intent. No revolution here was the message they sent. And it wasn't the worker from the rank and file, but their union boss is scared of Larkin's style. When he says what we need is all shipping blacked, they said, oh no, well we couldn't do that. Big Jim, to hear him, he believed he was born to win a better world than we lived in, and there never was a man like Big Jim Larkin. And in the new year of 1914, defeated we were, the end of a dream. We drifted back to work and the terms we got, they were worse than before, God pity our lot. And as for me, I never found that job. I joined the lost invisible mob. And many of us found work overseas, but I joined the army and the sun claimed me. Oh, Big Jim, to hear him, he believed he was born to win a better world than we lived in, and there never was a man like Big Jim Larkin. Defeated we were, but as the years rolled by, never again did the bosses try to smash Jim Larkin's union true, the IT and GWU. Oh, James Larkin, you warrior bull, you died in Dublin many years ago. And it was like old times, we fell under your spell when we all turned out to bid you farewell. Big Jim, to hear him, he believed he was born to win a better world than we lived in, and there never was a man like Big Jim Larkin. Big Jim, to hear him, he believed he was born to win a better world than we live in, and there never was a man like Big Jim Larkin.
Andy, I'm just wondering, like, obviously you've got this catalogue of songs that you've collected. Is there any one of those songs in particular that you wish you'd have written, that you could have written it?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know what? A song that moved me in the recent past to the point of being so emotional, I could for at least a couple of hours, was song written by the English songwriter Chris Wood.
Okay.
And I think the song is called Hollow Point.
Hollow Point.
Yeah, and I don't know whether you can remember a Brazilian who was followed by the special branch or whatever they're called in London. Got shot at the railway station.
I remember it.
For no reason whatsoever.
He was wearing a backpack and somebody decided he was a bomber, I think. Was that?
Well, they'd been watching him for a while, I think. But I heard Chris sing this song at the BBC Folk Awards a couple of years ago. Yeah. And at first, when he got up and it started, "Awake, arise, you drowsy sleeper," which is the first line of a very old child ballad. And I thought, oh, well, he's going to sing a traditional song. And then the word bus stop came into it. And I thought, okay, so it's going to be a traditional song, but a bit jokey, a kind of updated traditional song. And it wasn't until halfway through the song that I realized what he was singing about. And I was absolutely in floods of tears. And I was, I had to make an introduction to somebody who'd won the Young Performer of the Year about an hour after that. I could barely get up the stage and get the words out because I was still so moved by this song.
It's a serious impact that music can have on people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So what's next for Andy?
Well, all a little bit dependent on the world in general, because all the tours that have been cancelled in the last 14 months for me are all now scheduled and rescheduled and rescheduled till October, November.
Yeah.
And you know, one doesn't know whether that's going to happen or not.
But you have to.
A lot of places that used to this is generally in Europe. A lot of gigs that you used to get are not going to be there anymore because the no money has been coming into these places and they can't afford the rent that they have to pay for. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
So I mean, it's not just in music that it's in everything. You know, small businesses are going asunder because of not having enough money.
Yeah. Oh, well, hopefully there will be a resurgence. My belief now, I could be proved wrong on this, but I think when the scene opens up again, we're actually going to have a busier time than ever because the people that have been locked in at home will hopefully appreciate the gift of a live performance, and rather than missing it and saying, well, I'll catch him next time, they'll actually go. And hopefully we'll have a resurgence like we had, you know, in the 60s in the folk scene, in the late 70s, for the punk scene, for the 90s.
Well, we keep our fingers crossed for that one. Yeah,
really hope and pray. Look, Andy, that's basically it. I've just had the best time here now chatting to you and listening to you answer my questions. It's a real honor, like I said at the start, and a privilege. I hope that you'll figure out the answer to that question that I tricked you into stumbling over. So the 70-year-old Andy talking about 20-year-old Andy.
I'll give it some thought.
Yeah. And look, I really hope that we see more from you, more new stuff and more live performances. As soon as you're on a stage anywhere close to me, I'm going to be there, and I hope you don't mind if I come and knock on your dressing room door.
Delighted, Brendan, really delighted. And the best of luck to you for the things that you're doing at the moment with
Thank you very much.
Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on behalf of everybody here at Music Makers, that's been Andy Irvine, a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye.
This is a song from Scotland, and it's about a man from the Highlands who finds himself in Edinburgh one night, and he's out late at night and he meets a policeman who thinks he's Irish, and it wasn't a great time to be Irish in Edinburgh at that time. But our man calls himself Aaron Gobra, and he stands up for Irish people, and he gets the better of the policeman, as you'll hear. And it all happens in Edinburgh, which is known as Aulreekie. My name's Duncan Campbell from the Shire of Argyll. I've travelled this country from Annie's a mile. I've travelled through Ireland and Scotland and Nolan. The name I go under is Old Erin go Bra. Father, all little I dare, will I dare. One night in Elriki as I walked down the street, a saucy big Polis I chanced for to meet. He glowered in my face and he'd give me some jaw, saying, when come ye over from Erin go Bra? Father, all little I dare, will I dare. Well, I'm not a pat, though in Ireland I've been, nor am I a patty, though Ireland I've seen. But were I a pat now, well, what's that and all? For this man's old hero from Erin go Bra. Father, all little I dare, will I dare. I can tell you're a pat by the cut of your hair. You all turn to Scotsmen on as soon as you're here. You've left your own country for breaking the law, and we're seizing all stragglers from Erin go Bra. Father, all little I dare, will I dare. Well, were I a pat and you knew it was true, or were I the devil, then what's that to you? Were it not for the stick that you hold in your claw, I'd show you a game played in Erin go Bra. Father, all little I dare, will I dare. Then the lump of blackthorn that I held in my fist, around his big body I made it to twist, and the blood from his napper I quickly did draw, and I paid him stock and interest for Erin go Bra. Father, all little I dare, will I dare. But the people came round like a flock of wild geese, saying, stop that mad bastard, he's killed the police. For every friend I had, I'm sure he had twa. They were terrible hard times for Erin go Bra. Father, all little I dare, will I dare. But I came to a wee boat that sailed on the Forth, and I packed up me gear and I steered for the north. Farewell to old Riki, your Polis and all, and the devil go with you, cries Erin go Bra. Father, all little I dare, will I dare. So come all you young people, wherever you're from, I don't give a damn to what place you belong. I've come from Argyll in the Highlands so braw, but I never could ill been called Erin go Bra. Father, all little I dare, will I That's telling him. Hello everybody, very nice to be here, and I'm told that I should be singing songs that I've written, and this is not entirely a song I've written, but I have put it together, if you like, and it has a very good chorus. If you want to join in the chorus at home, please go ahead. I wish Cisco was here, and I'm sure he'd make a great job of singing the chorus. Anyway, it's a song about the Titanic, which went down, as we all know, in 1915, and was built in Belfast, and it goes like this. Well, they built the ship Titanic to sail the ocean blue, and they thought they'd build a ship that no harm would ever come to. But fate had played a hand, and that ship would never land. 'Twas sad when that great ship went down. Cold and frosty was the night, it was nearly 12 o'clock, when the great ship Titanic began to pitch and rock. And the passengers all cried, oh, are we going to die? 'Twas sad when that great ship went down. It was sad, it was sad, it was sad when that great ship went down. Husbands and wives, little children lost their lives. It was sad when that great ship went down. When the ship had left Southampton and was sailing along the shore, the rich declared they would not travel with the poor, so they put the poor below, where they were the first to go. It was sad when that great ship went down. And as the humble closed their eyes in the darkness of the hold, the rich men up the stairs, they were playing cards for gold. And they laughed when a sailor said, there's an iceberg straight ahead. It was sad when that great ship went down. It was sad, it was sad, it was sad when that great ship went down. Husbands and wives, little children lost their lives. It was sad when that great ship went down. When they reached the banks of Newfoundland, the wireless it did plead, there's icebergs all around here, for God's sake what's your speed? But the wireless operator, he answered with a quip, could take more than an iceberg to sink this mighty ship. When he heard the awful news, oh, the captain stood aghast. Says, steady now, brave boys, I think we're going a shade too fast. Hard astern, he cried, too late to save their lives. 'Twas sad when that great ship went down. And the ship about to sink, and the sides about to burst, the captain shouted out, women and children first. And they tried to send a wire, but the wires were all on fire. 'Twas sad when that great ship went down. It was sad, it was sad, it was sad when that great ship went down. Husbands and wives, little children lost their lives. It was sad when that great ship went down. Many lifeboats were half full when they put them out to sea, and the band on board was playing, Nearer, my God, to thee. Little children wept and cried as the waves swept o'er the side. 'Twas sad when that great ship went down. Many men stood back like heroes and sent their wives to shore. They kissed, shook hands and parted to meet on earth no more. And death came sailing by, 1,500 had to die. It was sad when that great ship went down. It was sad, it was sad, it was sad when that great ship went down. Husbands and wives, little children lost their lives. It was sad when that great ship went down.
So, up next is Uppbeat, one of the most interesting performances that I've seen here. Inspired by the likes of The Prodigy and Eminem, Finn and Peter just blew my mind.
What's the story? We're Uppbeat, and welcome to the high-vis world.
Yeah. I
get PTSD from the because we like it's too. Hey, I need some time to rest, but I need more success. The TV told me that I need to go and find myself. I need to buy this watch, I need to buy this pen, I need to buy a house to fit all of my ego in. The bank told me invest, they told me go invest. Go take out a big enough loan that you can't pay the debt. The boom is building up, it's never gonna end. Recession hit will filled with guilt, embarrassment, and eviction notice, and depression never ends. And that's why I killed myself and so did all my friends. I get PTSD, side up grains, because we build it up to break like it's 2008. PTSD from the side up grains. That wasn't my daddy's face. I get PTSD from the side up grains. Build it up to break like it's 2008. PTSD from the side of brains. Never forget the look of pain that was on. Walking down my lane and I'm screaming up bollocks, cause every bastard in the town is turned into alcoholics. Pubs are empty, every gap is full of cans, and we're stuck up in the west screaming mayo for Sam. And my mother said only one clothes wash a week, because the bills keep on rising from the ESB. Ha! So long till the boom goes bust, till we return to no jobs and the welfare's cut. This is Ireland, oh so Catholic and corrupt, but it's a bloody great place when you're not giving a fuck. Ha! What? I get PTSD from the side of brains, because we build it up to pray like it's 2008. PTSD from the side of brains. Never forget the look of pain that was on my daddy's face. I get PTSD from the side of brains. Never forget the look of pain that was on my daddy's face. I get PTSD from the side of brains, because we was on my daddy's face.
Right, so I've just witnessed the most incredible performance here on the main stage, and we've decided, really and truly, it was so good that we're not going to leave the stage. We're going to do the interview here with Uppbeat.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you very much for that. That was a real treat for me. It's something that I don't get to see very often, and I really enjoyed it. The energy levels were great. The music was fantastic. The imagery that you projected onto the screen,
thank you, man.
brilliant. We will talk about the music in a minute, but I do want to talk about the video work.
Yeah.
It was incredible. What's the story?
So nearly all of that is one of my very, very good friends, Nathan Sheridan. So we would have started working together probably 3-4 years ago, when he was kind of, he was a bit along, but he was still like kind of starting out, and I was starting out with what I was doing. And we've just kind of, I think when you build with someone from the start, you kind of, you grow an understanding that there's a lot of things you don't have to communicate and a lot of things you don't have to say, because that person just knows how you work and I know how they work, and that well. So yeah, pretty much all of that would be Nathan Sheridan. And I obviously am very hands-on with my visuals. Like I'm just really into music videos in general, and I kind of I direct nearly everything that I do visually.
Yeah,
But
so
it's all Nathan.
and it's top class. So
Thank you.
Finn and Peter.
Yeah.
I was calling you WhatsApp earlier, okay, with 2 P's. It's Uppbeat. It is Uppbeat.
Yeah.
You mentioned as part of your performance there, Finn, that you were trying to bring the power of the music before your last song there to, I don't know, to amplify maybe life a little bit. Is that 100%. How you feel?
Yeah, that's 100% it. So like the whole thing of, obviously I made Uppbeat when I was like 13, the name. But I was trying to kind of capture what I wanted, what is my personality, what is the energy, and even though like the music is quite depressing a lot of times, it's quite deep and dark, but it has this like hope and energy and like just kind of upbeatness to it. So I kind of wanted it to be like a genre that when you listen to Uppbeat, you're like, you know what you're getting. You're getting the genre of Uppbeat, which is this kind of warpy, hopeful, angsty, and quite heavy production with like a lot of different influences from like drum and bass to the likes of the Prodigy and rock and hip hop, and just kind of mesh it all together into what it is. But yeah, that's
I was very lucky. Long time ago, 1995, I went to watch Oasis playing in Porky Creek.
incredible.
The Prodigy were the opening act,
Wow.
which I
Wow,
was
that's
not
so-
again
so
expecting.
incredible lineup, Jesus.
So myself and a friend of mine, we got tickets for this outside of the pit, if you like.
Yeah.
But the way they had it set up, there was actually a runway around the pit,
Class.
and we got right up there because we wanted to get as close to Oasis as we could. And for 3 minutes of my life, I was as close to me and you, to Keith Flint, roaring at my face. I am the fire starter, like I'll never forget it.
He's literally one of the only people, I've seen nearly everyone I love live, but he's like the one person I didn't get to see that I would just absolutely love to have seen live.
It's a pity you missed that, because he was incredible. And I have to say, like the energy I'm talking about with Keith, it's in your style as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
That's a very good thing to hear. Yeah.
It is, yeah. I think you're selling yourself short when you're saying that it's kind of heavy or dark, because obviously the story is told within the lyrics, but your performance is far from that. You know, it's pop. It's not poppy. It's popping out of us. You know, so it's really good, and it was a privilege to be in the room. Yeah. Just in terms of the process, right? Is it musician and writer, or do you do most of the construction and then you're filling in? How do you work together, guys?
There's been variety in it for sure. Finn is one of the most interesting lyricists I've ever come across, for sure. It's all both of us coming from the west of Ireland, a rural place, and then moving out to Dublin, to Limerick, to more urban places, and seeing more of the world. All these influences started coming in on us and influencing everything we listened to. But then, as Finn is mentioning there, the rock, the hip hop, the drum and bass, all these different kind of influences that are coming in, it started feeding into our music, giving it energy as such when we
share
write.
a lot. We like, as far as like taste in music, we have the exact same.
For sure,
taste in
yeah.
music. Like likes the Prodigy and stuff like that. It's such like we have both sat and watched Prodigy live again and again and again to like try and get that and capture that energy and figure out what it is that makes it. But as far as the music, it would mostly be myself. I write everything, and then FOB, who's like Fiona's his name. He's our producer, and he does virtually everything as far as the beats.
He's doing great work. And so are the two of you
incredible
guys.
work, yeah.
Mr. Peter Cardi on the bass. Yeah. Fill my lungs with toxins, inhale, exhale. Weighing up my options, but they don't fit on the scale. Fill my lungs with toxins, inhale, exhale. I feel so lethargic, creating my own hell. Fill my lungs with toxins, inhale, exhale. Weighing up my options, but they don't fit on the scale. Fill my lungs with toxins, inhale, exhale. I feel so lethargic, creating my own. Got a body like a trophy. She said she loved me, but somehow I still feel lonely. Ain't got answers to my problems cause I'm lazy. I'm still on welfare cause this rap don't pay me for. I know that this shit gon' work out. I work every day but feel like I don't work out. I make love to myself now. Strangle my confidence like on my own again. Can you fix my head? Smash my phone so I don't call you again. Inhale, exhale. On my own again. Can you fix my head? Smash my phone so I don't call you again. Inhale, exhale. I took my faith and then pissed it away. Now I'm back in my feelings. I'm feeling like Drake. Chasing my flowers, I need a bouquet. Fill my cup up with poison and I'll drink my weight. Drink out on nasty things my mind creates. Every time I check myself, it's myself I hate. I don't see progress on nights stay up late. If my ambition don't kill me, I'll die a great light. On my own again. Can fix my head, smash my phone so I don't call you again. Inhale, exhale. On my own again. Can fix my head, smash my phone so I don't call you again. Inhale, exhale. Fill my lungs with toxins. Inhale, exhale. Weighing on my options, but they don't fit on the scale. Whoop. Savage.
You know, we spoke earlier, like Peter, you're working with a poet, really,
That's,
you know?
as I'd
Would
say,
that be
I'll
it?
say it again, yeah. The most interesting and diverse lyricist that I've ever seen is,
Thank you very much.
yeah.
I think another point that's really important with the music is like the whole mission statement is to make it as sonically pleasing and incredible as it can possibly be, but that the message is something that you get in the second, third, fourth, fifth listen. Like I want because a lot of message-driven music doesn't have great music to it, or sometimes it lacks the music element because the lyrics have to be so important. Whereas I always want it to be that you get attracted by the song and then you stay and feel the lyrics.
You get pulled in by it, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Because I think that's how you actually get change is by
Yeah.
reaching the masses rather than just a niche group of people that already agree with you anyway.
So talking about getting pulled into something,
Yeah.
Exhale,
Yeah.
I watched it, you know, I do a small bit of research
Yeah.
before I get
Savage.
in.
I really appreciate
And,
that. It's super
I
good.
was blown away by it, to be honest with you, when I saw the video and when I listened to the lyrics.
Yeah.
When I was sitting in the room here today as you were performing it, I actually got a different view of the song as well, which
Yeah.
is, to me, very interesting. I have a feeling that it lives in 3 or 4 different spaces.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what space it was written in.
Class. It's a great question.
That's a very good question.
It was written in. So I was living in Galway for the summer, and I decided to lock myself in for like 2 days because I create all the time without realizing, but I never like actively create. As in like, okay, this time's going to be this. So I went in and I wrote. Exhale was the first one I wrote, and then Jellyfish back to back, and then 4 or 5 others that didn't end up going anyway. But yeah, it was written over some little kind of loop that I found on YouTube. It was just like an idea basically, and that song actually has quite an interesting story behind it production-wise, because I ended up sending the demo to Liam, who's one of my friends from Limerick, and he kind of developed it a bit. And then I was chatting to a guy called Colin Monroe at the time, and Colin Monroe has worked with like Drake and Kendrick Lamar and Kanye West and all these absolutely incredible people. And he actually ended up developing Exhale to what it is, which was for us like in the house, we were running around the house going, "This is mental." Like,
They're idols of ours.
Yeah,
then.
that's
Yeah.
serious
There was
validation,
issues
isn't
there.
it?
Yeah, no,
It's
that
the
was the
validation
main-
of your work.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing for me now is like obviously the reception is incredible when it's put out or whatever, but like having those small wins, well they're not even small wins, they're big wins, behind closed doors is like that's the excitement, that's it. So, but again, to say what you said, I think it does live in different spaces, and I think that's important that it can sound acoustic or it can sound spoken wordy or it can sound heavy or it can sound poppy.
So to confirm what I got last night when I heard it first, I just heard a really good track, you
Yeah.
know, really good tune. Yeah, I like the beat, I like it all. What I got today was the poem,
Yeah, sick. Yeah.
you know, being in the room and feeling the performance as well as seeing it.
Yeah. I think that's the important thing about the live, like saying about the live thing again, like I want to be, or we want to be known as a live act that is better live than on the track, and I always want it to be that way, that you get the experiences deeper and stronger in the live kind of setting.
Yeah.
Which we're unfortunately missing at the moment too. Like, we're
know, for
doing
that.
this in a room with X amount of people, and it should be a packed out festival or a
Yeah.
packed out Lost Lane, Dolan's.
It will be.
Variety of venues.
You know, you have to be positive about what's coming
100%.
shortly, we hope. You know,
Yeah.
and I think everybody that we've spoken to already through music makers here is in the same
Yeah,
boat.
yeah.
You know, regardless of genre or age or anything,
Yeah.
we're all feeling that we just want our people back, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
so
yeah.
we can perform in front of them. But we are lucky that we've got this medium
100%,
now.
yeah.
I suppose it's the best time in history to live through a
Yes.
pandemic, medically speaking, and also the fact that we've got access.
Yeah, completely.
I suppose, Peter, you know, I do a lot of my work on my own, kind of solo, and I was watching you performing and doing your piece while Finn here was tearing up the stage a little bit. I'm just wondering, do you find it hard to concentrate? Does he catch your eye? Does he take you away? Or are you very much just focused on the music? What's going on behind?
Very good question. There's a mix. Sometimes we've had a lot. Like, I haven't had as many experiences playing live with Finn as I might have liked to yet because of academic commitments in college and whatnot. But on stage, yeah, I am conscious. There's times when I need serious focus and serious concentration on a particular change in the song or a particular riff on the bass. Yeah. But we do have some unique interactions then too when we do it's spontaneous for the two of us. I feel like we kind of just catch our eyes at times when we don't expect. Sometimes it's a really strong connection for two people that already know each other so well for so many years. I
think it's something we probably started out with the energy element of it. Like, I think we were a lot more giddy and a lot more like bouncing off each other beforehand. And obviously as you grow, you kind of get that concentration, that focus for things. But I think starting out, we definitely had an awful lot of like running around and jumping into each other and stuff, which is great. And obviously when you have a stage and people, you can both jump into the crowd or share those moments. Usually when we're doing a song called Embers, we actually have everyone sit down and we sit there with the crowd. And
they've been some of the most beautiful moments.
Nice.
Always the most beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. I love the silence in the sunrise. I watch the sky as it blinks. I love the silence in the sunrise. And I recite the things that I feel. I love the silence in the sunrise. I watch the sky as it blinks. Love the silence in the sunrise. And I recite the things that I feel. I think I've gained an understanding. I think that I'll forget soon. I leave rooms in my head abandoned. Got thoughts up in the lasso. Sometimes on myself for ransom. Ask myself what is the price. I walk the line at the tangent. How much do I value life? I love the silence in the sunrise. I watch the sky as it bleeds. I love the silence in the sunrise. Till I recite the things that I feel. I love the silence in the sunrise. I watch the sky as it bleeds. One, two, three, four. Hey, hey. Doors keep closing, new ones open. Yes, I'm walking home again. Sat on steps staring at blue skies. Cherish moments with my friends. Seagull ate my fucking sandwich. Now I'm hungry for revenge. Do I chase your attention and then some barbed wire fence? I tried search for a reason. Walk through the meadows of hope. I see ties give me healing. But how do you heal what's not broke? I love the silence in the sunrise. I watch the sky as it blinks. I love the silence in the sunrise. Till I recite the things that I feel. I love the silence in the sunrise. I watch the sky as it blinks. I love the silence in the sunrise. Till I recite the things that I feel. Man upon the ridge, I walk to the cliff's edge. I'd rather die living than be the living dead. And at this moment in time, the world makes sense. A man with a lot of thoughts inside his head. High vis, higher vision. We will be seen and heard. Make sure you're living and not just breathing. party on the decks. Ballina Arts Centre, thank you very, very much for having us. Have a good night.
So there you have it. That's episode 1 in the bag. I really hope that you'll come back and join us next time on Music Makers.